Yes, it's an emotional moment during the national anthem for those who haven't been there before. Patrick Tuipulotu, TJ Perenara and Malakai Fekitoa all on the reserve bench, but potentially on debut tonight. Now we stand by for the first haka of the season. Leads the haka, and we're not far away from kickoff here at Eden Park. One of the very best in the business, Nigel Owens of Wales, is the man in charge. Jaco Piper of South Africa, Jerome Garces of France. And the television match official from Australia is George Ayub. A lot of anticipation, a lot of talk, a lot has been written. Now it's time for action here at Eden Park.
You're going left or right? What?
England just taking their time.
Okay? Wait for the, I think there's a countdown on the screen, so hang on, okay?
Richie McCaw, captain for the 88th time in a test match. Jerome Kano back in black for the first time since the World Cup final in 2011. Sam Whitelock as the countdown is on. Freddie Burns. And the test match is underway. The All Blacks against England. And it's taken down by Kano, so he gets an early touch of the ball in his return to international rugby as Aaron Smith swings it away, and Cruden's first kick is high and not going into touch, and England have an early opportunity with the ball, but very close to the touchline, but it's still in the field of play, and it's slung back, and now it's been knocked on. Maybe it went straight down. No knock on, says Nigel Owens. So Ben Youngs gets it away into centre field, and Tuolangi drags it up. Here's a good bus play. Rob Shaw, the captain, and Nonu was holding a jersey. Rob Shaw still goes. He was supported there by James Haskell, and England with a real opportunity early in this game as the All Blacks miss a few tackles. He's got the arm out too. Now Youngs gets it away once more. Here is Haskell.
Away, Black!
As he continues to play advantage. Now Youngs. He slings it across. Now Tuolangi. And just grabbing the leg was Conrad Smith. And into touch they go, but they'll go back, one would imagine, for the penalty. And what a good start by England.
Oh, great start. Burst up the middle from Rob Shaw. And Martin Nonu, who was scrambling to try and get him back and make the tackle, did interfere with the support runner. If that's what they're looking at, he could be in a little bit of strife. However, I think he has seen that, so he just indicated. You see Nonu here, who tries to get back, and he just pulls the player back there, Haskell. Former teammates down at the Highlanders. No love lost out there tonight, Jeff.
Not at all. Great work from Rob Shaw there. Just picked the hole in behind. Yeah, we see the jersey pull. Nonu, well picked up by Nigel Owens. Saw Dyson early. Great start, positive start from this English side.
Probably quite lucky, Martin Nonu, when a break like that's made and support players being impeded and held back. That's that is basically based on a professional foul, so he's lucky just to get the penalty, I think, Nonu.
Out in front here for Freddie Burns, and up go the flags, and England have the early lead by 3-0.
Maybe more than a penalty next time, no more.
Nigel Owens just had a quick word to Matanonu there.
When you're ready, you go, okay? So there we are.
First time the All Blacks have been in English territory as the kickoff is made, and it's deflected back into the arms of Whitelock by Retallick. Now the All Blacks have the ball as Aaron Smith feeds it up. Quick pass, one off from Messam. Got it away to McCaw.
Ball is available!
And it's there for Aaron Smith. Now Cruden to Nonu. Slings it wide. Here's Dagg. Getting back, and defence is Yard. And he's kept it in the field of play. Fullback Mike Brown standing over the ball. And England going to try and move this out through Joe Launchbury. Well inside their own 22. Now Ben Youngs. And the All Blacks will go quickly as the ball slung in field for Jane. He in turn gets it off to Ben Smith. Good tackle, very good tackle by Burns on Ben Smith, who can be so elusive. Just on the All Black side of halfway as Aaron Smith gets it off to Nonu. Kicking a lot more this season, but that's a poor kick. Not just out, it was well out. So Rob Webber, and leaping high was Ben Morgan. Now Burns gets it off to Yard from the right wing side. There's Youngs. Again Burns playing for a little bit of field possession, and he has slightly overdone it as well. So it's 1-1. But that was close.
Yeah, he was a victim of getting himself too deep. It was obviously a set pattern that they wanted, but the All Blacks had dropped a player back, which means the kick had to technically be absolutely perfect for him to land it.
So James Haskell at the back of the line out here against McCaw. Dane Coles into the starting lineup. And Whitelock nicely off the top. Now Aaron Smith. Nonu. Burns came up very quickly once again. Now the All Blacks through Conrad Smith. Got it away to Cruden. And he's lost the ball behind him, Cruden. Now turnover as Launchbury gets it. He in turn finds Morgan. Robshaw gets a nice pass off to Youngs. And he throws a poor pass in front of Yards. And they'll go to another line out.
Just a settling down period early in any test match. Both sides guilty of making a couple of errors. We see here Aaron Cruden takes it into contact. Not secure on the ground. They compete for the ball. Just a little bit of a stray heel. Knocks it back towards the English. And just here, watch the desperation from Nonu in defence. Pushes across hard. Forces the error.
Dane Coles making his 5th start in the test match. First line out throw was good to Whitelock. This time he finds Kano. There's Aaron Smith. Now here's Nonu. Flowed a little no-look pass to Jane. And Corey Jane sets it. Now Messam has it under control. Taken off him by McCaw as they go up the centre, right on halfway. Just trying to suck in one or two of those fringe defenders. Owen Franks. Now Aaron Smith. And he's found a little bit of ground here too. He's been knocked down and knocked on by Johnny May.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
The action was forward. Mike, the action was forward.
It's an interesting one for me. I think he knew he wasn't going to catch it and propelled it back towards his own goal line. There's no way that's gone forward.
Forward off the hand.
All Blacks a little bit fortunate there. Interesting, though, Justin, they had all the forwards very close to those rucks, looking to do a lot of work in the middle. Actually tried to set up a mini maul as such to try and drag some defenders in, rather than looking to the width, which they did a lot of last season.
Don't start the nonsense and moving across. There's a mark.
So they've hit the centre a lot, the All Blacks, in the opening exchanges. Nonu carrying the ball, trying to bring Ben Smith and Corey Jane into the game. Expect maybe some midfield manipulation this time, and perhaps they'll go straight to that outside channel. There's Ben Smith and Nonu stacked together, and Corey Jane holding his width. All on to the left.
Bind. Set.
Aaron Smith waits. Now delivers. Off it goes to Cruden. Good take. Ben Smith, elusive as always. Setting up right in centre field as Aaron Smith swings it away again. Now Nonu finding Jane. Corey Jane. Only 5 metres away here, the All Blacks. Aaron Smith again. And Owen Franks had to hang on to it. No, it was Tony Woodcock. Now it's with Franks. Quick hands for Conrad Smith. 3 Smiths in this All Black backline. Aaron gets it off to Aaron Cruden. Turns it back on the inside. McCall wasn't expecting it. And offside play by England. And this will be, or should be, a gift 3.
Oh, nice and direct again, the All Blacks. They didn't opt to go wide. They went straight.
Offside.
There's Nigel Owens just explaining the offside there to Rob Shaw. What a line from Conrad Smith. He's not a massive centre, but he runs with some courage. Hit it nice and flat. Here's the Ben Smith mini break. Just a reverse pass back on the inside to Smith. Nearly gets through. Rob Shaw hangs on very well. And they try to just get out wide to Corey Jane to see if he can get over, but Mike Brown doing his job, the last defender. And then there's this line from inside ball, Nonu, and Cruden's up there nice and quick, bangs over 3. And the All Blacks take an early lead.
Tell you what I am noticing, guys, is they're playing a little bit of ball play between forward and Aaron Cruden. A couple of times he's got a return pass from a wide forward, looking to release players on the outside. That allowed Conrad Smith to run, punch that line just outside him. Interesting to see if they continue that throughout this match.
Burns has kicked. Again, gets it up nice and high. Gives the England players an opportunity, but Whitelock is secure as Retallick takes down Yard. And the All Blacks in the arms of Coles now. He's got it there for Aaron Smith. Around about halfway. Brown gets knocked away from the ball, and it falls nicely for Haskell. And an opportunity out wide here as Winger made. Goes hard for the gap. Now it's there with Burns. Out in the centre field. Quick hands again. And good defence by Retallick in particular as Youngs gets it off now for Burns. Here is Tuolangi. Caused the All Blacks all sorts of problems a couple of years ago at Twickenham. As Youngs again. England giving the ball a bit of air. Haskell got into a bit of a gap. Sent it off to Rob Shaw. He's running and running and running. Finally dragged down. Gets his pass away nicely. And that's Eastman. And Brown leaves it behind. Burns has a go, but Brown's knocked it on. They were allowed to make a lot of ground, England, before they were challenged.
Wait 1 second, okay?
Oh, it was great scrambling defence from the All Blacks. Equally impressive attack. Rob Shaw has been very prominent in these opening exchanges. The inside ball there, Dag makes a good tackle. And from there, if they could have recycled this a little bit quicker, and that ball was Howard Brown, possibly could have gone over.
Well, Justin, the forwards not afraid for that interplay, throwing the short pass right on the tackle line, just allowing them to get over the advantage line as well. Not afraid to let the ball go. The game has certainly changed in the last couple of seasons after Stuart Lancaster has taken over. Enterprise certainly part of their recipe now.
Bind. Set.
Kano standing off. Delivers to Nonu. Tries to pile over the top of Burns. Sets up a nice angle for the clearing kick. And Cruden with plenty of freedom, belts it away downfield. Oh, misunderstanding. And in the end, Brown knocks it on, or appeared to knock it on. Johnny May, the winger, got on the road. Not a lot of calling, obviously, going on.
Actually, none whatsoever. I'm standing here. I didn't hear a call. Always expect the man coming forward to position to call for it. Brown not impressed. May disappointed. Great opportunity here for the All Blacks. Punch away.
It's a big man.
Two good early scrums by the All Blacks. They've been solid.
Stay off in. Space. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Smith delivers again. This time swings it off to Cruden. Missing out not this time. Conrad Smith. Here's Dag galloping in, and off goes Jane on a long run. Puts a little kick and chase into Dag coming quickly. And the contest, well, it's probably a no contest. It's gone over the dead ball line. That was a beautiful move. And it's a 22 dropout.
They're just giving them too much room. The English, they're tight and narrow. The All Blacks, look how easy they get on the outside of the centres here. Just that input from Dag gets them way on the outside, and Yard's just scrambling to catch up. He had to do the same earlier and got Corey Jane in that same corner, but if they do that, the All Blacks will break them all day.
Long 22 dropout. So the All Blacks have to start again from inside their own half through the Cruden kick. Any number of players running through onto this, challenging. All bounces loose, and it's been grabbed by Jane, who was one of the three players up there. Now Aaron Smith wins it away to Coles. Over the 22 goes the hooker. Plants it there. Now Kano works it off to Dag, lurking out on the left wing side. And the All Blacks are snuffed out, but only 15 metres short.
Well, he's usually very solid in the air. There's Brown, and that's 2 times now, but look at the pressure from the All Blacks, which doesn't help. He actually even couldn't get to the ball. And that's 2 that we've seen the English put down now.
Now it's an England line-out. Rob Webber. And Robshaw has come right up to the front to secure that. And England have it through Ben Morgan in the back of this maul.
Number 4, not there, get out.
Now the kick made by Youngs. Claimed by Shane. Goes quickly.
Touch too much.
Now Dag might have pushed this a bit too far. Young, he got it in the end, Morgan. Got it off to his skipper, and Rob Shaw, who's been prominent in the first 15 minutes of the Test match. Now Youngs for Burns, and Brown makes the kick. And that's powerfully hit too. There's Cruden. He's not going to get it inside the 22. And Dag sends it back, keeps it close to the touchline. Brown goes again. Now Burns. And he's found some space here. Freddie Burns, that's a tremendous kick. Just his 4th Test match, Freddie Burns.
I'm in the back, okay? Yeah.
Well, it really is a fortress, Eden Park.
I've asked you not to close the gap, to stop the quick line.
England free kick goes against them.
Give the gap,
All
to
Blacks.
stop the quick line out.
Well, they've got a few options
I asked you
here.
to keep the space.
It's only a free kick, so if they kick it out on the full, it'll be England's ball. And Cruden bangs it away down into England territory.
I asked you, Rob, space, please. Don't stop the quick line out.
Well, England doing a very, very good job of controlling the tempo of this game. Certainly hasn't been fast and open. Got a lot of set pieces. Controlling some territory as well. A good kicking game. We're satisfied with the start in this Test match.
Well, Webber to the shortened line out. Reaching across and grabbing it was Morgan. Gave it to Haskell, but he ran into a black wall. Now Burns shifts it across. Here's Eastman. the centre three-quarter, or the second 5/8. Morgan, he's a big man, Ben Morgan, thumping his way over halfway. Now Youngs, rough pass, but nicely controlled. Youngs again. Now Burns. Dagg waits, and Dagg had it for a moment, lost it. So there's an opportunity for England. As Brown looks to join in out wide, it was Tuolangi who took it, now Morgan. And right on the 22-metre line, and it's coming for Ben Youngs. Slowly, very slowly, in fact not at all. It's going to be a penalty as Nigel Owens puts the hand up. And against the All Blacks for not rolling away.
No offence, the full-back landed into White.
I just wonder whether or not they might go for a touch. No, they're actually indicating that they will take the 3. Here's the knock on from Dagg. Gets up.
Very marginal.
Just spills it as he's hit there. And what you like about the way England are playing, Jeff, is the balance of that back row. They're all very good ball carriers. You've got Morgan, Haskell carries the ball, and Robshaw we've already seen very prominent as well, and they certainly are big men, and they are running hard and straight.
Well, we're not making any impact on their breakdown whatsoever, whether it be counter-ruck, whether the ability to get onto the ball and turn it over. They're getting good numbers and support, and they're getting over the advantage on. You talk about their back row, but I think their forward pack as a whole are doing a great job of actually pushing through this English side, and the All Blacks will have to do a better job if they're going to put any pressure on the ball at the breakdown.
Burns never really looked like missing. That is a super kick by Freddie Burns. 2 penalties to 1, 6 points to 3.
Careful on your entry, okay? You made no effect there, but be careful when you come in the contact.
Cruden goes short this time, and stretching up beautifully is Joe Launchbury. And he left it to Jeff Parling, his locking partner. Now Webber, the hooker. Youngs punching it down the sideline. May coming quickly. Fell over, not sure how that happened. And knocked on by Ben Smith as well.
Well, we did mention prior to the game the All Blacks might have a little bit of rust, having not played together, and just an indication Ben Smith and Israel Dagg usually pretty good in the air, and just the odd mistake creeping in, not quite the rhythm they'd be after, but that will come. It's just about patience and persevering from their perspective. England, however, with their revamped team, have started very, very well. It was interesting pre-game to see them just before they went back into the tunnel. Andy Farrell, the coach, assistant coach of England, had them. He was in the middle and he had them all bound together, and he was laying down the message, and they look certainly motivated.
It's a packed Eden Park. England had an injured player down, but he seems okay, so battle to resume. 20 minutes into the first half.
Better. Get over it. Time on. Yeah.
Kyle Eastman out there in midfield, playing just his 3rd test. Marlon Yard, he's only played 2 test matches. As the All Blacks get the opportunity on the first time England put the ball in, but they've screwed the scrum.
Drive square, please, New Zealand. Walking, running around. Drive square.
Yeah, this will be a pretty difficult kick, this one. He's on an angle. As you can see, he's only 6 metres in from touch.
There's no breeze. No breeze whatsoever here, as we see Nigel Owen deciding the All Blacks wheeling the scrum rather than pushing through square, keeping the pressure on up front. the back row, just with the locks, just wheeling around, looking to create a turnover. But no one to speak of. And he struck his first couple absolutely beautifully. It's interesting to see whether he can make this distance.
He's got quite a high ball flight, Freddie Burns, so he's going to have to punch this a bit more because it's 53 metres to get over that crossbar. It'll need to be flatter than what the first two have been.
Oh, it's another good strike. Easily.
It's gone 60 metres on the fly, hasn't it? And such a nice rhythm to the way that he kicks. He didn't put any extra power into it. It was just sweetly struck, and over it goes. 9-3 to England. That man's happy.
Penalties costing the All Blacks in kickable positions. Launchbury always lost it behind him. Woodcock's trying to get at it. And in the end, it goes off an English player into touch.
Went across and back, wasn't forward. Yeah, it wasn't forward. Back into touch.
Aaron Smith standing right at the front of the line out here.
Yeah, Richie McCaw at halfback.
And McCaw's there to receive it, so they were always going to try and set up a drive. Be difficult now because there's a fallen player. So Aaron Smith has it, slips it to Nonu, trying to bounce his way out, but a good brave tackle again by Burns. Loose ball was snapped up by Conrad Smith. Now McCaw, as the All Blacks try and set something up. They've got themselves a penalty.
You're around and kicking around the side. You're hanging on the side and kicking around. Get through the gate, please. You're going to the post, sir?
Well, he's a real warrior, Chris Robshaw.
He's doing a good job. Freddie Burns at the moment, looking after Nonu and co. That obviously All Blacks have targeted that area, throwing a lot of traffic down towards him, but he's coming up nice and quick, making low tackles so that the players drop. He's not trying to go too high and is effectively nailing them.
Cruden's second penalty is also accurate. 3 penalties to 2 after 24 minutes at Eden Park.
So he's behind the Freddie, please, okay?
Burns again. Again, it's a long kick played by Jane. Kano driven in the tackle of Webber, the hooker. Now Aaron Smith. And Dag. He puts plenty on his punts, Israel Dag, and he gets it into touch easily.
Oh, you want the same stability on the air borders, no border scrum, please, okay?
Very good line out, England, as it gets into centre field for Tuolangi. Now Youngs slings it away to Burns. Eastman. Oh, good tackle, Conrad Smith on Mike Brown.
Play on. Nothing wrong there.
And the referee said play on as Launchbury makes some ground. Now Youngs back to Eastman, and the weighted little kick. The Dag is in position. Got 3-4 English players there, putting some pressure on. But it's going to be there for Aaron Smith. And back it goes once again to Cruden. And a clearing kick. Well, it's tight and it's tough.
Just probing away, aren't they, Marshy, this English side? Their set piece is doing a good job. Getting over the game line, also protecting the possession. The All Blacks not able to challenge the ball. And little kicks in behind the lines, just forcing the All Blacks to defend for a period of time.
Okay, 1 goal. 2 meters.
Both lineouts working pretty well so far as Webber throws. Again, Parling immediately hands it off to Morgan, who slips himself to the back of the maul. Now Morgan, and this time it's a penalty. And England, joining from the wrong angle, have conceded the penalty. They'll be annoyed about that because they had set it up nicely.
It was great. It's been a good start from Rob Webber as well. The hooker, his throwing's been very accurate. You've seen him around the field being prominent as well. And they did have a good set piece. And that Moore was looking good. They just didn't get it right at the back when they needed to. However, they certainly know what they're doing. There's no lack of rhythm out there. They are on their game.
Well, the All Blacks in the opposite case, they have only really found space on one occasion when they went to the edges, to the fringe. Let's see if they look to go wide again.
Coles throws it over the back, and Kano was well read by Morgan, but Kano strong enough to stand in the tackle. Now snapped up by Retallick. Now it's Woodcock charging on as the All Blacks try to make some ground through the centre. Aaron Smith, off it goes to Dag. A little kick through, but shepherded into touch by England. Well, they don't look over the moon.
Not a lot of smiles. England will enjoy the way this game is flowing at the moment. It's very stop-start. There's not a lot of phases being strung together, so lots of time to regather. Not a lot of pace in it.
Webber finds Parham. He seems to be the money man. Again, Morgan at the back of the maul. And this time they keep it relatively straight, not making a lot of ground. Youngs is going to have to get the ball, and does so now, and hooks it into touch. So now the All Blacks get an opportunity.
Careful on your timing, okay? Yeah, you're okay, but be careful on it.
29 minutes gone, and there's the first throw that's gone astray. And Robshaw is able to get in. The All Blacks have stepped over the top, but it's still going to be there for England as Haskell makes some ground, assisted by Parling. Leaves it behind for Youngs. Nicely weighted kick again. Smith goes and grabs it right on the halfway line, and it's there for Aaron Smith. That's what the All Blacks want. Second phase ball as Cruden lobs it in behind, but it's been well read by Mike Brown. Player of the year in the Six Nations, all quality.
Let's go.
So it's back to another line out.
On the gap, is it? Okay.
Just 10 minutes remaining, first half. It's a game that's not really got underway yet. So Cole's throw short. Retallick, well, he's dropped it to the ground, but it went straight down, so that's okay. As Cruden, it sends it off to Conrad Smith. Got past Eastman and taken down by Tuolangi. It's untidy. McCaw gets the pass from Whitelock. Now Aaron Smith again, it bobbles. Franks working sideline. Aaron Smith. Smith tried to pick it. That's Ben Smith, and he almost stood on the ball. No continuity as yet.
No, I think, and the All Blacks are the architects of their own demise at the moment. I think they're just looking for hopeful little kicks to come off for them. Probably better to try and hold the ball, try and get some rhythm that way, string some phases. Yes, the breakdown's the competition, but you know, you've got to enter into that battle and try and get some ascendancy there. And I think holding on to the ball is the way forward from their perspective. As mentioned, though, England won't be minding the way the game's flowing for them.
The All Blacks switching back to the short side quite a lot, playing through the middle of the field, not going to the edges, and the suffocating English defence is getting off the line and reading the play well.
So Webber goes again, and this time it is Launchbury as the kick is made once more. Now Dag got Jane there with him, decides to hang on Israel Dag. See if they can do something with the ball in hand, but he's held up off the ground here. England could get a turnover unless it comes back pretty quickly. But Aaron Smith's in after it, trying to rip it away, but England have done well.
He does not have to release, turn over the ball.
That was excellent work from Kyle Eastman, who chased that kick up. Just talking to Stuart Barnes, who obviously follows all of the rugby and a lot of it in the UK prior to the game. He's talking to me about Eastman. See, one of his problems is he tends to go a bit high. He went high here, however, he managed then to bounce back into this contest, and then with the help of some of the loose forwards, you can see him working there. They managed to make that a collapsed maul. So it was the one question mark on his game, that his defence was a little bit ropey, and that he gets caught up high, coming from rugby league background of trying to hit around the ball, whereas they're trying to get him to cut lower around the hips.
Crouch.
Yes, he played for St Helens and also for Great Britain in rugby league.
Set.
England scrum, and it's gone down on the loose head side, but it's gone up again.
Back nine, go back.
Now Morgan hands it off to Youngs. Again, the kick. And Dag lets it go, and he had to be patient, Israel Dag. Nervous moments.
Let it cross. It's got to cross, mate. It's got to cross.
So Cruden's kick. Still inside All Black territory. Big Ben Morgan from Gloucester. He's been a standout figure in the game so far. And that's a loose pass, but it falls nicely for Tuolangi. Cruden and Conrad Smith take him to ground. Now Youngs. And it's been lost by David Wilson. And yes, he lost it forward. Found himself as the first receiver. Wasn't quite sure why.
Huh? I would have penalised it, but there was a knock on by you, that's why. Get in behind. There's a knock on, who would have been penalised.
Well, the All Blacks will be looking to finish with some urgency in this first half, try and get some momentum, as we see here. Wilson just drops it cold. You can't say anything else, he just dropped it cold. We'll be disappointed with that. What they have done as well,
keep the weight.
The English, is they've shut down any counter-attacking opportunities for the All Blacks. These next 5 minutes, as Justin said, maybe time to hold on to the ball, show some patience. A lot of their work's been done through the middle of the park, but you can't deny it. There's plenty of passion defensively on this English side.
Bind. Set.
Much better England scrum. And Aaron Smith gets it away to Cruden. Now Nonu slings it wide. Dag couldn't hang on. Now's an opportunity for England on the counter. Opportunity lost though, and Yard can't hang on to it. Now Conrad Smith's got him. Here's East Tuolangi. Very untidy sequence of play, but it's there for Youngs. Now Burns. Parling away to Brown. Trying to get it wide. Haskell. Now on May. Yes, forward pass. It was clever, but it was forward.
Oh, it was certainly worth it. You have errors in games that are negative errors. Now that's a positive one for me from Haskell. He was trying to create something on that outside for May, and if it had come off, it was going to be trouble for the All Blacks. Just drifts forward there, but it was worth it. It was worth the risk element. And again, the English have broken the All Blacks line, got them behind them, causing them real problems.
Once
They're
again,
lucky to be hanging on.
Once again, though, off an All Blacks era. I'm sure that'll be something the coaches will talk about, and that's individual decisions and accuracies from the players. You're right, last time Nisbo In the scrum, put some pressure on the All Black scrum. Platform, so very important.
This time the All Black scrum holds nicely. Aaron Smith. Cruden again driving it away downfield and sets up for Brown. Jane couldn't make the tackle. Brown, he's an elusive man, and he's beaten 3 or 4 All Blacks. Real contest going on here, but it's going to be there for Youngs as Burns sends it out to the skipper. Robshaw, big defence. Coles and Franks together, and they got the penalty. The 2 front rowers absolutely nailed. It's Launchbury, but the defence of Franks and Coles together has created a penalty.
Well, it's a double blow for Launchbury because I think he absolutely needed to shift the ball because Franks was the second last defender and there was 3 Englishmen outside him. Instead, Launchbury decided to take the soft option or the easier one. You can see there's Franks, was only messing outside him.
If the ball is taken away,
if they'd shifted that ball, they wouldn't have got themselves into this predicament.
Okay? Good watch.
The opportunity now for Cruden to level it all up. Does it again. 3 penalty goals to Aaron Cruden. 3 to Freddie Burns. 9 all. And about 2 to go till half-time.
I'll have a look.
These 2 won't be complaining. Farrell and Lancaster. They'll be happy with the way this young team is performing.
Goes a bit shorter this time. Nicely taken down by Whitelock. Immediately off to Retallick. McCaw gets in to try and rip it away. Does so. Now he can give it to Aaron Smith. Jane arriving, and Brown is staunch under the high ball as Youngs brings it out. Charge. Everyone on side. So here's an opportunity. Tuolangi making some ground. Slings it on the inside to Brown. England just before half-time. Up it goes to Joe Marler. Now, can they get it wide quickly? No, they've gone blindside. Oh, he doesn't know what to do, David Wilson. And now England come wide. Have they left it a bit late? Eastman. Parling gives it off to winger May. And England with a golden opportunity here, 30 seconds out from half-time. As they rumble her up, drag a few more All Black defenders in. Youngs away for Burns. Now here's Wilson again. Seems to get his hands on the ball a fair bit as Youngs finds Tuolangi. Takes a couple to put him away. One of those was Conrad Smith, who's driving in hard over the ball, but it's there again for Youngs. Now Marler. As the siren goes, England might even contemplate a drop kick to end the first half here. That's exactly what's going to happen. And up it goes, and it is away to the left. So Nigel Owens signals that's the end of the first half of the first test match of the season. It's 9 all, it's tryless. 3 penalties apiece. Aaron Cruden and Freddie Burns. 9 all at Eden Park. Let's go down onto the field of play. Conrad Smith is with Scotty Stevenson.
Conrad, I know that none of you guys are surprised by the intensity this team has brought, but just how tough are they at the moment to break down?
Yeah, I think we're not helping ourselves, to be honest, but they're defending very well, which we knew would happen, but I just think if we keep it in hand a little bit longer, I'm sure that's what we'll be saying inside, then you know, we'll get into our game a bit better because we're struggling a bit.
You've made some individual errors as well as a team. How do you fix those?
There's no one thing. We just need to keep the boys clear in the head and not panicking, and then eliminate those.
All right, mate, go and take a break. Thanks very much. Conrad Smith joining us at halftime. The score is 9 points all. We'll take a break. Be back with the halftime show right after this. Half-time at Eden Park. Welcome to Sky Sports Half-Time Show. Andy Ellis joining me. 9 points all. So many of us knew that England would come out with intensity. Are you surprised, Andy Ellis, at just how intense they have been, especially around that breakdown area?
Yeah, that's the key, the breakdown. You see guys like Rob Shaw flying in. The All Blacks rely on fast ball to play the kind of game they want to play, which is that fast, exciting game. So you see that they're hoeing and they're slowing our ball down, and it's sort of stifling our play.
Let's go head-to-head. Let's look at Chris Robshaw to start.
Yeah, ball carries, that's the thing that's really stood out. He's carried really well, strong, got that fend going, offloads. And then, like I say, in the breakdown too, just mongrelling upright in there.
Here's his opposite, your mate, Richie McCaw.
I don't think he's missed a ruck. You look at him, he's chasing everything, he's into everything. He's trying to slow their ball down, and he's doing a good job on them too. They're getting slow ball as well. We
go head-to-head, 8 tackles to 4. Robshaw maybe just operating in that breakdown, real clean-out specialist. McCaw having to get around and make some cover work. But have a look at their runs and run meters, Andy. This is interesting for me.
Yeah, there you go. And it's not often you see sevens running that much in a game as well. 5 carries, and they're all good carries.
All right, let's go upstairs. Tony Johnson and guests.
Scotty, you could say that England have got the sort of game that they want. No real rhythm. They've been able to dictate the stop-start nature of it, and they've defended really well. Carmo, where are the opportunities for the All Blacks to attack?
Set plays out wide. There really are opportunities on both sides of the paddock. And I want to just highlight here how narrow and tight the English defence are. As I said, both sides of the paddock, and the width with Dag and Jane that they can generate. Now look also at Martin Onu holding, locking in the inside defence, and then just a nice rhythm. It created immediately a 2-on-1 situation, and Mertz down those channels. If we can get it down there like that, we can attack.
Yeah, well, that's what Wigan wants to see, isn't he? He wants to see the ball in his hands with some space to run into. You come back to the scrum. It was a great scrum. They were only a couple of bounces of the ball short of scoring that try, but the scrum got the left side up. But then the narrowness of the English defence just allowed the ball to do the work. The speed of the ball is always going to get the man. So there are those chances, but the All Blacks have had their chances few and far between. The English look like they've even had more chances.
Yes, and all the chances so far have come by the way of the boot. At half-time at Eden Park, England and New Zealand all locked up at 9-all. Back with the second half in just a moment.
First All Black test of the season, 9-all against England. Let's hear from assistant All Black coach Ian Foster with Jeff Wilson.
Well, Fozzie, a really difficult first half. What was the message for the boys?
It was an arm wrestle, wasn't it? Like I thought they looked like they've been together for about 10 days. They had a good flow on them and put us under a lot of pressure. And we just sort of sat back. And so we've just got to come forward a little bit more defensively. And in attack, our execution rate was pretty poor.
Some tactical adjustments need to be made?
Oh, I don't know the technical adjustments, but certainly got to be a little bit more patient. We haven't had long periods that we've actually put them under any pressure. When we had about a 10-minute spell, we looked okay, but we need to get our hands on the pill again.
Good luck second half.
Cheers.
The All Blacks have got out there nice and early. They're ready to go now, England. And a quick look around. Certainly the All Blacks look to be intact. And I'd imagine the way England played in the first half, they'll stay with their starting 15 as well. But really just a Marshall, it was the first half that had absolutely no flow.
No, none whatsoever. Statistically, the All Blacks only managed to string 5 phases together only once in an entire half of rugby, which is very unlike the way they usually play, and that's their own, I guess, problems that they had within their game plan, and the good work that England's doing as well in restricting them to use the ball.
eye on yours and I'll keep an eye on theirs.
Well, it will be interesting to see how Steve Hansen uses his bench, and if things don't improve in the first 10 to 15 minutes, whether he makes some subs.
Okay, we're good to go. Good to go.
England are ready, the All Blacks are ready, and Aaron Cruden gets us underway in the second half, and he goes with the short kickoff, and everybody's missed it, and England will get a line-out throw. Now, England have these little conferences just before they go to a line-out, so that the opposition don't hear what the call is. The hooker joins in, and Webber lobs it in, and he finds Parling, who was outstanding in the line-out in the first half. And England have got a nice drive going here. Once again, it's in the hands of Ben Morgan. Morgan's carried on here. Young's wanted the ball. In danger of just getting a little isolated, but it's a good drive. It's a really good drive. The biggest problem is a couple of England players have collapsed. And now the high kick is beautifully claimed by Ben Smith. And now Aaron Smith is able to drive England back, and there's nobody home here. This is a really good kick. And if it goes all the way, but it's not all the way, and there's some real pressure here on Johnny May, and a penalty.
You took number 7 out, you couldn't help him.
Yeah, just a little bit overexcited, Dane Coles there. Rob Shaw was trying.
Came straight round and took number 7 out. He prevented him supporting the ball carrier.
Absolutely, Nigel. There you go. He's explained it for you, everybody out there.
I saw nobody pull it down.
What a great kick, though, from Aaron Smith. First, Ben Smith looked after sealing possession. Of course, the wing is chasing, so there's plenty of space in behind. Ran beautifully. Great tackle from Jerome Kano. Pressure on. Better start from the All Blacks.
So just keep an eye here on Dane Coles as the player who is penalised. There he is, second man up, and he's driven through on Rob Shaw. So England have the line-out throw, and this time they go to the other lock forward. This is Joe Launchbury, and once again it's smuggled back to Ben Morgan, and this has worked well for England so far. He's going to have to release, though, and he does now for Youngs. And this one's a little short. But again, Smith's in there. He's tipped it back beautifully. Coles. Now the All Blacks try and give the ball a bit of air. And it's like a hot spud. Conrad Smith. Now here's Dag in a bit of a gap. Looking for Nonu wide. Back on the inside for Cruden. This is more like it. The ball's been lost, though. And England have snaffled it. And Youngs is able to bang it off downfield. Conrad Smith has stayed back, though, and the All Blacks might fancy a counter from here as well. As Mesham works it across. Ben Smith, with no one to give it to, decides to go to the air. Morgan lines it up and is comfortable under the high ball. Now Brown. And Ben Smith stays with him, and he's joined by the reinforcements. But England set it again, just out from their own 22. And Youngs goes again. There's no pressure on the ball this time. So Dag, he's got Corey Jane with him. Dag, who made the initial thrust, takes it to the setup. Aaron Smith complaining. Now here's McCaw. Aaron Smith again. Cruden. They persist with a little kick in behind. No one really rang on to this. Conrad Smith's doing his best to get there. But in the end, it was forced by yards.
Well, the kicking theme continues, though, and there's been a lot of it, more so from the All Blacks. Here goes Dag's break through the middle, and the timing of the pass to Nonu was superb. Watch the way Nonu gets rid of Tuolangi. See you later. And then the inside pass here. Cruden does well to buy himself some time, but then the offload was the panic. He didn't need to do it. He had got himself into a good position, and that's where they need the flow, the All Blacks, and it's still breaking down for them.
Burns. Nonu has to claim this. Immediately off it goes to Cruden. Now trying to step his way through is Jane. Aaron Smith. Stays blindside. Jinks through a couple of tackles. Gets up, wasn't held. Good little run by Aaron Smith. Now the ball handed off the ground. Here's Cruden. Here's a big run from Kano. Holds it up nicely. Coles. Away it goes for Cruden. French. Dags in again. Jane flicks it up to Nonu. He's held by Yard and has been grabbed and double knock on there. Firstly Nonu, then Tuolangi.
Second knock on White.
The game just showing signs of opening up.
A little more promise, isn't there? But also you've got to compliment this English defence, because even with line breaks, and this is the mini line break from Aaron Smith, he's not held there, he gets up and goes again. England on the back foot here, but they still have immense line speed. Off this breakdown that Kano makes the break, you can see he goes forward, and then off this breakdown they still manage to get some line speed, go forward and make the All Blacks have to make quick passes, because there's players all around, players there, Yards up, and they eventually force the mistake.
Yeah, their transition defence is very, very good, isn't it? Even if they're going backwards, they get themselves organised quickly, and when they're tackling, they're still trying to tackle in twos, not just in ones, trying to stop that offload game. As we see Tuolangi, he's had an effect on this game. Look at the meters, 104 running meters. He has been strong, he's been a handful. But the All Blacks will be satisfied. The game is starting to play a bit more into their hands, into some freedoms. We see Steve Hansen there at half-time. I'm sure they would have laid down the law to try and lift the intensity, keep the ball in hand maybe a little bit more. We saw Aaron Cruden take it to the line, put Jerome Kano into a hole. I sense there's a little bit of desperation in that, because they know they've got a test match on their hands.
See, what that body language that we saw there from Steve Hansen in their shows is that nature where we're pulling back and then he's banging his hands. We need to go forward. We need to make sure that we're more aggressive. We're not doing those sorts of things at the breakdown, and that's his body language there that he's laying down. It was the forwards he was talking to where he wants to see those improvements.
Well, that's almost gone right through the tunnel. There's so much pressure, England couldn't hook it for the moment, and ironically, it is England that gets a penalty out of this. And they're patting their prop on the back, but I don't know whether England were too flash in that scrum. Six minutes gone, and no addition to the score. So the line out throw, which has worked well for England. Again, it's claimed by Parling. Lost his support there and crashed to the ground. Snapped up by Joe Marler. Now Morgan. Going to keep this one short as it goes again to Parling, but the All Blacks have read that pretty quickly. Now the kick coming up. Angling under this is Corey Jane. And good timing by Yards. But Jane has it. Now Cruden. Good distance on this kick from Aaron Cruden. And it might go all the way. Yes, it does. So that'll take us back to a 22 dropout. Well, the game is meandering along here.
Give it space to cross as well.
England are content to keep it nice and slow. Again, it's Corey Jane. Now he gets it off to Dag. Dag takes it into contact. And off goes Aaron Smith on a little dab once again. Got a nice pass off to Cruden. Here is Retallick. Smith again. And this one is again setting up, so again we'll go back to the 22.
Well, let's put this into context. That is the 41st kick in the match, and we've had 48 minutes, so we're nearly operating at a kick a minute. Here's Aaron Smith on the ultra Slow motion, look at that, just genius. What a beautiful shot. Lovely ball out the back door. In that slow motion, Cruden plucks it up. Glimpses of what the All Blacks can do.
Another kick going down to Jane. And Yard again has timed his run well. These kicks are beautifully weighted. Right on halfway, Aaron Smith. Cruden, Whitelock, quickly across to Franks. But England are staunch in defence as Aaron Smith gets it off to Dag. Another kick. And knocked down and knocked on. Well, that's another interesting call. That didn't look as though it was knocked forward by any means.
I can't see how that's knocked forward. I really can't. I think what he is saying is that when it's hitting the hand...
The fact he went back afterwards is irrelevant. Knocked on, yes.
Is that by touching the hand, it's dropping straight down in front of the hand, which means it's going forward, even though it looks like it's being propelled backwards. But to me, it's not a knock on.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We saw one of these in the first half as well. What he's saying is, yes, you see, I think that ball's travelled backwards off the hand, hasn't it?
Absolutely has.
Yeah, that has. It's true. I mean, especially from where Nigel Owen is, it presents an opportunity for the All Black side to launch another attack. See whether or not they can penetrate on this inside channel. Ben Smith just milling in and around Nonu and Cruden. We've seen him before pop up just outside Mar Nonu into a little hole in the defensive line.
Now, Aaron Smith. Off it goes to Cruden. Nonu goes wide, but Dag! And he can't hang on to it. Well, that probably sums up the All Blacks' performance so far.
We'll stay within the meter, yeah, that's fine.
Quick scrum, Black, quick scrum. Clean ball.
It's just drifted away. The ball flight hasn't quite been right. It's drifted away from Dag at the last moment. I'm sure there'll be a sense of frustration. Yep. It's pretty obvious there. The longer this game goes on and they stay close, this English side, they will start to believe more and more that they can win this match.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. Israel Dag's reaction, which we got in slow motion, and then Steve Hanson's exactly the same. Both coach and player not that impressed.
Come up, you two. Come up, you two. Keep it up.
Right, so in it goes. England, of course, noted for their scrummaging ability.
So you can see there for this particular scrum, not really a threat. Yard's just starting to make his way now across to the right. There's Lancaster, who'll be impressed with the way his team are performing, particularly on defence. I think with the amount of ball they've had, they probably want to get some more points on the board. There's Roundtree, assistant coach and scrum coach.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
England scrum under pressure there, but they've cleared it satisfactorily. As Tuolangi. Now England with a little bit of front foot ball. As Robshaw hands it away to Burns. Now Parley. But he's well covered. Right on his own 10-metre line. Trying to free it up here for Youngs. Does so. Now Yard. Slipped into the tackle. Youngs again. Brown having a go. Again a good tackle by Conrad Smith. He doesn't miss many. Now Robshaw charging at him as Kano with assistance from Messam. And now the kick comes. And that's a massive. Dag's lined it up. He's gone early. He's missed it altogether. Now here's a chance. No, Yard is first touch has it into touch.
Certainly has got a big boot on him, Freddie Burns. Looks like we've got some action possibly soon from the All Blacks bench. Charlie Falmoina doing some stretches and he's got his jumper off, so we might see him included in the game shortly. So the All Blacks look to inject some life into this performance.
13 gone in the second half now as Whitelock takes it in. Oh, it's a bit messy. And they've got a free kick out of this, the All Blacks.
Clear, too slow.
So once again,
we were inside and outside. Outside.
They're
You were
going to
outside,
kick it
okay?
into touch and concede the line-out throw. Well, he's going to go with a high kick here, just outside the 22. So Morgan goes in, he's lost it, and the ball is loose, and that'll be an All Black scrum. It looks like Charlie Faumuina is going to be the first change for the All Blacks.
A couple of changes. Nisbet, Beauden Barrett, he's coming on for Israel Dagg. And of course, you called it, Charlie Faumuina. He will come on for Owen Franks. Beauden Barrett's form's been superb through Super Rugby. He drops to the back on shorter fullback. He'll look to spark some life into their counter-attack. And of course, we know the impact that Charlie Faumuina can have out in the open field and as well at scrum time.
Very disappointed Israel Dagg. He's done some good things, but some others that aren't so good. Well, he's an impact player, no question about that, Beauden Barrett. 17th Test match.
We'll get there by the end, huh?
Scored 4 tries in those 17 Test matches.
Yeah, okay, so same standards as the guy who's gone off now, okay? Time on him, like, stay there now. Nobody moves now. Yeah, that's fine. Stay there. Shoulders out. And your heads are fine. Middle. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Right, in it goes. Kano works blindside with Aaron Smith. Again, a little kick and chase. Here come the All Blacks. Ball is loose and Kano can't snap it up. It was right there. Aaron Smith and Jerome Kano. And Kano has knocked it on with the goal line in sight.
They worked it well down the blind side. Aaron Smith gets the ball into some space, and it's a bit messy from there. Kano just needs to pick it up.
When things aren't quite going your way, these things can happen. A great read from Aaron Smith. Good transfer from Jerome Kano. But England survive. It's whether or not now, at scrum time, they can force their way out. Relieve the pressure. Great opportunity for the All Blacks to gain some territory, put some pressure on.
Well, that was a false alarm. I'm not convinced this is a great England scrum. And I think the All Blacks feel the same way.
Okay, it moved a bit. Nobody's fault.
Yeah, you can feel they sniff something from this scrum. The All Black forwards reserves are right there down touchline as well, nice and close, and they're all zeroing in on this scrum. This battle that's about to be.
Come up and run a bit. That's good.
Start here in the front row. Tony Woodcock. Here's those forwards just looking in. Mialamu, his experience. Crockett, Tuipulotu. Will we see him make an impact?
Right, let's see what happens. It's holding at the moment. It's not bad in the end. Off goes Morgan on a big run. Good run by Morgan. Right over the top he goes. And he's run 30 metres. And now England have got ball. Had a bit of space in which to use it. Here's a good run from Eastmond. Real opportunity. Eastmond up the centre. Looks wide and can't find Brown. Now it's been snapped up by May. But England still have an opportunity as the All Blacks get back into a defensive line. Young's trying to drag it out now. He's got it. Burns works it off to Launchbury. Parling quickly away to Wilson. Now here's Rob Shaw, the captain. Haskell driven down on the tackle of Coles. All Blacks trying to scoop it away. They might have turned it over here. Was that Richie McCaw?
Was Richie McCaw.
Beautiful play. And now the kick. Partially touched, I think, but it's been grabbed here by Burns. Now Brown in a bit of space. Nonu had to make the tackle. Parling as this game opens up here. Now it's May. Trying to get away from Messon. Very nearly did. Gets up and goes again. Flung to the ground by Barrett. England have got another chance here. Here is the hooker, Webber. Knocked on.
Wow. What a break. Kyle Eastman, he got through the middle. There was a real battle going on between Mata Nonu and Manu Tuolangi. Here's the Morgan break off the back of the scrum. Goes nice and strong. Infield a little bit. Gets rid of Aaron Smith. Good tackle from Jane. And from there it comes out wide. Now watch the support players. There's the break. There's Nonu. And watch Tuolangi. He's trying to get through there. Trying to get through. He can't. Nonu does a great job at just blocking that short ball. He had to go for the more miracle-type pass over the top Eastwood, and it broke down. May nearly got away as well. Some good footwork. He gets rid of a couple of tacklers there, bounces back to his feet, and they threw everything bar the kitchen sink, did they, England, and they just couldn't quite make it work, because this is the big tackle from Kano Bang. Snuffs it out.
And he's had a tough night with his hands, David Wilson, and he dropped another one.
Ball was lost as he came in.
Well, there's some interesting movements on the All Black bench. Doesn't look as though Wyatt Crockett is far away. Also Malachi Fekitoa, jersey 23, looks poised to make his All Black debut.
What a big moment it will be for the young man. Just on hold at the moment, though.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Smith gets it in. Oh, here's an All Black scrum under pressure this time.
England hands away now. They're fine, all fine.
They're going to survive, though. No, they're not. Knocked on. Well. Will this be the time to change the players?
Power.
Those changes were just about to come and happen. Darren Shan's jumped up. Wait. Let's wait till after the scrum. So obviously they want to clear the pressure here first. As we see, there's an injury, a man down. Is that Joe Marler, is it?
Yeah, it is Joe Marler.
You all right, Joe? Wait till you get at my age. Wait till you get at my age.
Well, he's itching to get on.
And the ball was coming away, so have a look here. Stay down the scrum, okay?
It looks like England are going to be forced to make a change here. The signal has gone out. Well, the All Blacks have had every reason. They got the field position, but not the ball.
Don't swap position after the scrum. If you go into that position, you need to do it before we get the scrum set, okay? We're in the right, and then you're moving across. You can't do that. You want to go in that position, get there before we set. Okay? You retire, you can be a ref. Yeah. Okay, stand as that, please, okay?
Right, play to resume.
Keep the space. Crouch. Bind.
England heartened by that last scrum. Messy from the All Blacks. Really messy. I think it's Whitelock who's finally dived on the ball. Will it come back? That's the question. Now they're finally managing to channel it back as Cruden makes the kick. Brown in all sorts of space here. This will land about 10 metres in All Black territory. Missed by Barrett. Knocked on by Barrett.
No advantage.
No, knocked on by England first.
Here we go. Here it is. We talk about form players getting an opportunity. Wyatt Crockett, he's coming on for Tony Woodcock. But Nonu's night is done. Malachi Fekitoa makes his debut for the All Blacks.
All Black number 1,131. Malachi Fekitoa. Outstanding form for the Highlanders in Super Rugby.
Then Dane Coles, he comes off. Kevin Mialamu quickly stripped it off, and away he goes. Vast experienced player.
Okay, lads.
Well, he looks amped.
You two okay there? I'm gonna
Malachi
go this side,
Fekitoa. I can understand why, and it is a big moment, not only for him and his family, his friends, and everybody around him. I would give that man the ball. That would be the next thing to happen. It's All Blacks ball now, and you would like to just get your hands on it and show what you can do and get some of that aggression into the game.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Much better All Black scrum this time. So off it goes. Across the bows into the arms of Conrad Smith, and now Barrett's dropped it. Well, it's inexplicable, really. Some of these drop balls under little or no pressure, really.
A lot of flat passes, Jeff, to the advantage line, looking to miss the centres and hit the likes of Barrett and Dagg coming in. It's obviously something the All Blacks have spotted, maybe in the way that Mana Tuilagi defends, that they think that they can get into that space.
The delivery of pass, and that's up and it's behind, it's on his shoulder, makes it difficult for him to catch, whether or not he was a little bit flat as well. But those are fundamentals of the game you expect these All Blacks to execute. What they are doing is presenting an opportunity to an English side which will be starting to believe they're one play away from possibly stealing a test match here at Eden Park.
Yeah, we won't be that far all game.
These scrums are taking forever
Let's get in and get on.
as the clock goes ticking on.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Now Morgan. Off to Youngs. Burns. Here is winger May. And the kick and chase. And it's nicely weighted. It's going to force the All Blacks to do something. It's loose. May's got it still. And the All Blacks are desperately trying to hold him up.
Well, they're not releasing him.
The arm's gone out. And it's a penalty.
Well, they'll be lucky for that, is all it is.
Assist! No release!
That's just a desperate penalty to give away, Jeff, isn't it? They had to do it because they were under the pump, and it was, again, bordering on professional foul.
A great execution on the outside channel, and then a nicely weighted kick. You're right, 5 metres from your own line. Beauden Barrett, the bounce of the rugby ball, puts him under pressure. He gets to his feet. They do well. Fekitoa's trying to hold him up, but he's gone to ground. Responsibility is to let it go there. You're right, when you're talking 1 metre from the line, then they may be very fortunate to stay at 15 men. But once again, the execution of the set piece very good. And reward for their passing and timing being bang on.
Well, his previous kicks. Freddie Burns, so he's in very good form indeed. First opportunity of the second half. And it is over. England in front, 12 points to 9.
You just got the timing wrong. appreciate why you thought you could, but you couldn't. You've got to go in again.
Cruden. All Blacks get up and dispute possession. It falls into the arms of Crockett. It was Retallick who put the pressure on. Now carried in by McCaw. Lays it back. Aaron Smith works the blind side for Ben Smith. Crockett there to give him a hand. Now Aaron Smith once more. There's not many holes in this English defence for Retallick. Now Cruden. Here's Fekitoa. Pass goes up for Kano. Swarming defence again from England. As the All Blacks now move forward to the 10-metre line. Whitelock. Quick ball for Smith. Gets it off for Cruden. Now the chasers are coming. Ben Smith in a hurry. He thinks about a quick throw.
Careful of your timing, you're very close.
Time running out. 15 minutes remaining.
Well, as much as it gives them territory, the English line-out's been very good. They've secured the majority of their throws tonight, been very good. They've matched up well. They've moved well. They've thrown with accuracy.
Webber. Oh, that's loose. And May does well to clear it as quickly as he can. All Blacks are going to get there. No, Barrett's not going to get there on the full. Now Ben Smith. Aaron Smith. Now Cruden. Again, the little kick in behind. And Brown snaps it up. And penalty.
13 white, offside call.
14 white. Marlon Yard is offside.
13 white, offside call.
Now, when did that occur?
I think that's off the kick, straight off the line-out when it was slapped back. He was only 1 metre from his liner. So he was right across the other side of the field. He's advanced far too quickly. Good decision here. Yes, we'll take the shot at goal. It'll be hard to see it from here, but
well, it's more like 13. It's more like 13, isn't it?
Well, whatever it is, gives the All Blacks a chance to even things up.
100% calls last game. Yeah, good.
It's even again. 4 penalties apiece, 12 all.
You're left or right, are you? Should they behind the
13 minutes remaining at Eden Park. A trialless game so far. There's only ever been one trialless test between the All Blacks and England. And Jeff Wilson will remember it well.
Thanks very much.
1993 at Twickenham.
Well, I couldn't throw it over that day.
No, I'm not blaming you, Jeff.
I'm blaming me. Anyway, I still feel responsible.
Get over it.
It's hard.
Webber. Line-out's been really good for England tonight. Eastman gives it off to Tuolungi. He tries to shrug his way out of Fekitoa's tackle. And the big man is over the 22 and still rolling. They finally put him to ground, but he made a lot of ground there. Much better tackle that time from Fekitoa. He came up and met the man behind the advantage line, the launch spree. Now Youngs. England have got numbers, but hooker Rob Webber takes it into contact. Now they go back for big David Wilson. Youngs again. This time Marler is the first receiver. Puts it on the ground. Youngs has knocked it away. Knocked it. Oh, and here goes Retallick. Look at the pace. Brodie Retallick. Over the 22. Now, can they get the quick ball they want? It's going to be a penalty. And it should be a card. They're going to carry on and see what happens. Here's Pekatoa. And they'll have to go back. Nigel Owens has to go to the pocket here.
Quick ball, you stay there. I asked you to release, you didn't, you carried on. That's the correction foul.
Well, he's virtually gone for the game now.
Time off. Hello, George.
So here's the break from Retallick. Great speed from the big man. Look at him putting the big strides in. It was an excellent covering tackle from Yard, and you can see there, lay all over the ball, all over Retallick. The All Blacks couldn't get quick ball. Very similar, you would have to say, to England before, not being able to get quick ball close to the line. This time, Nigel Owens decided to go for the card. And the All Blacks get the opportunity now to take the lead.
Interesting point, they actually had the ball. He'd taken it off for Retallick. There's the kick. And Aaron Cruden brings up 200 test points, the 11th All Black to do that. And he also gives the All Blacks the lead.
Changes coming up as well. TJ Perenara, and he comes on for Aaron Smith. And the English squad, they're going to make a number of changes. Majority of them up front. Joe Gray not far away. He'll come on for Rob Webber. We've got Tom Johnston. He's coming on for James Haskell.
Well, those really are the reinforcements here.
Dave Atwood on, he's on as well. So that's for Joe Launchbury.
So Joe Gray is on.
Henry Thomas, sorry, in this boat for David Wilson.
Okay. TJ Perenara on debut for the All Blacks. Chain fires the pass off, and Kano takes it over the 22. Perenara looks behind. He's going to make the kick himself on his favoured left boot. And waiting for it is Brown, Mike Brown. And down he goes, just on the All Black side of halfway. Youngs for Burns. Now the captain, Chris Robshaw. Morgan wasn't expecting it, but he's trundled up the middle anyway. He's had a super game, Ben Morgan. Parling. Just a little bit of fatigue setting in there, and Jeff Parling, a perfectly reasonable pass, has been knocked on. And we might get Victor Vito on the field fairly shortly as well.
Time out, lads. Is he coming up, or is he staying, or is he? His 10 is off, yeah?
So when play finally resumes, there'll be just 9 minutes remaining.
Going, yes or no?
Kieran Reid out there as the water boy.
So Freddie Burns is done for England. Danny Cipriani ready to make that substitution.
Six black.
And Victor Vito back in the black jersey for Jerome. Oh, sorry, that'll be for Liam Messi.
Okay, are we all?
So Victor Vito joins the fray.
time on. Crouch.
Last trialist test at Eden Park was way back in 1991. The All Blacks beat Australia by 6-3. And a free kick. Well, it wasn't straight. Not for the first time tonight, you'd have to say, but it's the first time it's been picked up. So England, punching front-on tackle by Kano it was. Rob Shaw. Mialamu goes in underneath there. Now Youngs. Off it goes to Danny Cipriani. Oh, he can be a brilliant player. And immediately created something, Cipriani. All Blacks driving in over the top. It's been flipped away. No.
Not through the gate.
It's a nice little break from Danny Cipriani. Back onto the test arena. And he just drifted across field and then hit the accelerator, went through, and it took a Conrad Smith missile to knock him down, and now he gets the opportunity.
If I think something is willful, it'll be 10 minutes, okay?
To try and convert his break into points. There's the break. Watch Conrad Smith here. Whoop, under he comes. And from there, those players are okay. Kevin Mialamu goes around and gets pinged for coming in the side of the ruck.
Well, this is Danny Cipriani, his first game for England for 6 years. And it's a pretty heavy landing. He's now up on his feet, and he's got to try somehow and convert this penalty. This really is a pressure kick. And he has responded. Cipriani's penalty, 15 all, 6.5 to go.
And remember, England down to 14, so great to get 3 points back, considering that situation.
Cruden's kick again, it's low and flat. And this time nicely taken down. England have managed to control this one. As Youngs, again, punching it high. And it's nicely judged because it stayed in the field of play. But England still have it. So Youngs gets it again. Now Eastman, Tuolangi slings it wide for Brown. Fekitoa tried to make the high tackle, but the All Blacks are right over the top of Mike Brown here. And it's there for England. Back now, they're playing with the ball a long way behind the advantage line. But the control has been good. Here goes Rob Shaw up the centre. All Blacks trying to turn it over.
Don't put him in! Don't put him in!
Now off it goes to Joe Marler. All Blacks desperate to get their hands on this. They might have just about managed it. They have. They got a penalty if not. Now here's Kano. And he's going to go back for the penalty. The player got isolated, and there were endless All Blacks standing over the top. And this is a penalty. Oh, Cruden's taken it. And off they go. The All Blacks looking to score a try here. Barrett turns it back to Vito. 5 metres away. All Blacks looking to score the first and only perhaps try of the game. Mialamu. Now here's Makora. Very close. Portsmouth scores a try after the whistle.
You think it's short? I'll check, yeah.
Jerome Garces thinks that they might have come up short here. So it's going to go upstairs to George Ayew.
I'll come back to you.
Maybe I thought it was over, that's why I blew. If it's no try, no, that one won't count, no. The whistle I got, yeah.
He's short, just short of the line. Jerome Garces, the touch judge, thought that was the case as well. I don't think this is going to be awarded a try. Just short, half a hand in it.
Wyatt Crockett is the ball carrier.
It's not definitive there, is it? It doesn't see it touch the white line.
George?
Yes, mate.
Are you happy for me to say what I've seen and you say what you've seen?
Go ahead, yes.
Have you got any more angles or that is it?
I think that's it. Those are the two angles.
Looking from here, to me, it looks short. Do you agree with that on your view?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, a fair call. Yes, but it's not over yet because the All Blacks have a 5-metre scrum
and a one-man advantage.
The body's coming in from everywhere. I had a blow there, okay?
So,
time on.
This is the quick tap. This is Cruden out to Barrett, and nice switchback. Vito hit it at pace and ended up just short. So I just wonder whether or not the All Blacks will go for the scrum or whether or not they've used that one-man advantage that they've got and just go to the back line. Very narrow again, England. As we pan out, we can see the fact that Mike Brown is just underneath the post, so he's the last defender you can see here. He'll just come in division. There he is there, but the All Blacks, with that tight formation and close, are making them stay nice and close in case they go a target move. And the width, look at the space Corey Jane's got out there.
Well, it's such an important play because Milan Yard's only got just over a minute left in the bin. At 78, he'll be eligible to come back on the field. So they need to strike. And strike now, the All Blacks, to use the advantage.
Now off the back goes Kano. Snapped up by Vito, driving. Still there. Perinara slings it wide. Quick hands! Try scored! It's taken to the 78th minute.
Conrad Smith held on the wing. You'd have to say there was some excellent work in the build-up, particularly from Victor Vito. His impact off the bench has been superb. He just showed so much energy and having to go up the line. Kino as well. Look at the strength, the power on through there. And then Vito picks it up, just so dynamic. This is the finish of it. Beautiful hands from Ben Smith to Conrad Smith. And in they go, the All Blacks, and secure the match in the same breath.
And what about Conrad Smith going all the way from the open side to the short side? Just off the back of those two breakdowns. Experience, understanding, knowing there was space there in the transfer from Ben Smith. He didn't take it forward. He knew he had a man on the outside. And look at the enjoyment on the face of those two guys.
Wyatt Crockett denied a minute earlier. Conrad Smith. Well, he hasn't gone anywhere yet. England have done an island here. Well, Nigel Owens was the referee back in Dublin. Now what's he going to do here? Nothing. Where's the consistency?
I have no idea.
Last couple of changes as well, a couple of minutes to go. Yard's back on. Yard's back on. Lee Dixon, he's on for Ben Youngs. And Chris Pennell gets his opportunity on the left wing for Johnny May.
Cipriano goes short. England want the ball back. Oh, beautifully done by the skipper, Richie McCaw. A very important take as Perinara stands over it. And a weighted kick. Yard going back. Oh, he's overcooked it. He's overcooked it. They're going to have to go to a line out with half a minute remaining. This is England's last chance, a line out.
Well, this is where you need your game breakers, don't you? Tuilagi, the man in picture appropriately. He's the man you've got to try and get the ball with a bit of space. The most likely, for sure.
Thrown by Gray. Nicely controlled. Now, away it goes into midfield. Tuilagi said, give it to me. As England have one last shot at it here. Here is Eastman. Dragged down, the siren goes. And the penalty goes to the All Blacks. And they'll win the game.
And that's Victor Vito again. What an impact he's made. Great to see him back out there, and he's rewarded the coaches and selectors with what he's done since coming off the bench.
So they merely have to kick it out, and that'll be done by TJ Perinara. Thumps it up into the grandstand, and the All Blacks have the victory. There'll be a lot of questions asked after the game. It wasn't the greatest performance, but it was a win by 20 points to 15.
Well, we certainly expected England to come here and challenge the All Blacks. It was just whether or not they could stay with them for the match, fitness-wise and skill-wise, and they've done that quite comfortably. The All Blacks have had to pull something out of the bag to keep this record intact at Eden Park, but they did it, but they had to work hard.
Handshakes all round, and we are about to hear from the All Blacks skipper, Richie McCaw. Another win for him as we join him on the field.
Well, Richie, a true test match in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I guess that's what we expected. We were perhaps in the first half, caught just that half yard off the pace. We talked about it during the week that, Test rugby is different to where we've been, but, it took 40 minutes to, build into it. But it was a lot better in the second half, even though, the scoreboard was pretty close.
I mean, you talked about trying to get a fast start before this match, but they just made it so difficult, did such a good job of controlling territory and controlling possession. Yeah, they did, and, they were just a little bit quicker, bouncing their feet and, getting set, all those little things that each individual's just got to get right themselves. So, but I thought, after half-time we got sort of back into the game and, obviously put a bit of pressure on. Some young chargers got their opportunities tonight. We must be proud of the way this team stuck to their guns and got there in the end. Yeah, well, Test matches are called that for a reason, because, it's never going to be easy. And, we knew we'd probably have to play for 80, which we did. And, we got to a result in the end. At the end of the day, as long as you get there in the end, that's what counts. A sense of relief? Yeah, it's nice to get the first one under the belt. It doesn't get any easier where you have another crack against them next week. But, we'll enjoy tonight and then get back on the horse for Monday. It was nice too when you look at the crowd that was out there when they knew it was a tight one. All of a sudden they started to get in behind you. Did you hear the chants? Oh, without a doubt. Playing here is brilliant, and hearing that noise and when we got some pressure on the end of the field, it sort of lifts you. So wonderful to play here again. It sets the scene for this three-match series, doesn't it? Yeah, well, it's. I think as a team we knew it was going to be a hell of a tough, and it's all very well getting it tonight, but you can't rest on your laurels. You've got to start again. Well done. Cheers, Jeff.
Well, it was hard fought, and there was certainly, Justin, some good impact off the bench.
Certainly was, and I think that's a good sign for the future, that the players that get the opportunity, Fekitoa, you can just see there Richie McCaw just going around his troops, all of his experience. They need players like that, but they also need impact from young players, and we got that from the bench.
Well, he said he's a real warrior, and he is too. Chris Robshaw, he's standing by now with Jeff Wilson.
Well, Chris, you must be proud and disappointed at the same time.
Yeah, extremely proud of all the guys to come here and come so close. It's pretty gutting, isn't it? Credit to them. I think we're pretty evenly matched today. I think they probably beat us in their kind of kick tennis when they beat us back to our fullback. They put pressure on us then. But no, extremely proud of all the guys. But we've got 2 games left in this series, and that's what it's about. It's a series, it's a 3-game series, and we're going to come out all guns blazing. We're going to get better and better every week. And yeah, I'm believing in all the boys.
Was it a case where you were determined to try and put pressure on them defensively?
Oh, you know that New Zealand are probably the best kind of clinical side. If they get an opportunity, you saw them there kind of 78th minute, they took their opportunity, didn't they? And you can't switch off. It is an 80-minute game, and it cost us at the end. But now I'm extremely proud of all our guys. Yeah, everyone put a hand up today.
Given your inexperience and going into the next couple of test matches, you've got to take some real confidence out of this game.
Yeah, we are. We know it's not an easy place to come play, but that's the belief we've got in this squad. We believe this is the best place for us to come in, challenge ourselves, and we showed that today. We're going to get, like I said, we're going to get better and better over the next 2 weeks. We're going to push each other. We've got a midweek game as well. So, look, it's a 3-game series. We're disappointed today, but no, we'll be back next week.
Well done. You took the All Blacks right to the edge.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, obvious disappointment there from Chris Robshaw, but as he points out, there are 2 test matches to go. Dunedin next week and Hamilton the week after, but the All Blacks go 1 up in the series. It took a late try by Conrad Smith to do it, and the All Blacks home by 20 points to 15.